over from the National Tarmac Championship, Stephen Hendy. By stage 2, Miyoshi had disappeared with brake failure, so Trevor Smith could look forward to useful championship points if he could just finish the rally. John Milner was immediately on the pace, recording 3rd fastest on Tinwald 1. And running at number 17, another outing for Bill Gwynn's compact Nissan Sunny GTIR. Sean Farrell would need a call to his sponsor after clouting a verge in his 4x4 Sierra. Middleton, with co-driver Dougie Patterson, had hired an ex-Didier Auriol works car for this event in his limited 1991 program, and he was putting on a tremendous display, swapping times with Trevor Smith on the opening stages. Tarmac makes greater demands on the drivetrain than forest stages, and Smith was aiming to record his first finish in the Manx National. Ian Robertson in the Greys of Guildford 4x4 leapt his way into the top 6 early on, and trying hard to keep up with the Group A cars with a local Group N team of Don Bailey and Francis Houghton. Mike Rimmer continued his spectacular display to take equal 2nd fastest on Glen Needle behind Middleton and tied with Smith. Middleton made a decisive move here, 10 seconds faster than the rest, securing his lead. Jonny Milner's commitment saw him take 2nd fastest on this stage with Trevor Smith and continue it in an impressive 3rd place overall. Local man Gary Lease took 6th fastest, and Stephen Hendy in the ex-Trevor Smith Sierra was coping well with the pressures of the national event. Giving his brakes a severe workout, Ken Jones in the Group N Mazda 323, which eventually retired after 11 stages. Philip and Pauline Taylor's Sierra nearly marooned itself on this verge, but they slowly worked their way back onto the road and to a commendable 13th place finish. Gary Lease and Andrew Holmes' Sierra continued their charge up the leaderboard after an early gearbox change. They were quickest on Barouse from both Middleton and Milner. Kevin Furber was having to take 2nd best to his Peugeot rival Milner, and Ian Robertson took 5th fastest on this stage. Don Bailey was having to make up time after collecting a 2-minute penalty, so Group N was now led by Greg Mills's 4x4 Sierra from Martin Harrison. The Manx National was also a round of the Dunlop Metro GTI Challenge, and at the halfway stage, Ralph Peake led the guesting Alistair McRae. On to the last stage of the morning, and this always provides spectacular rallying, as Middleton is followed by Smith. Near disaster for Milner, as he changed down, first gear disintegrated, and the 205 just made it into service for a quick gearbox change. The local team showed well, with Gary Lease again taking the stage win, from Middleton and then Smith. At the halfway stage of the Manx National Rally, Graham Middleton led Smith by 16 seconds. John Milner was in 3rd place, a minute behind, with Mike Rimmer's BMW in 4th, overcoming various brake problems, and Gary Lease in 5th place. On to the afternoon stages, and Middleton wasn't too far ahead of Smith, although the national championship contender was conscious of the need to finish the rally and add to his point standings, rather than make a heroic attempt to win the event. Kevin Furber was still determined to show well, despite losing the advantage to Milner. Martin Harrison and Dave Orrick now led Group N, but were noting the progress of Don Bailey with interest, although in national championship terms, the Manxman Bailey wasn't registered for the championship. Bailey took 6th fastest on Grenaby, but at the front, Middleton was beginning to ease away from Smith, whose gear-changing hand suffered from repetitive strain injury. Ian Robertson slipped down to 22nd after he clouted a rock hidden in a grassy verge and deranged his suspension. Stephen Hendy also crashed out on SS11, promoting Mike Rimmer's BMW to 6th place. 1 place ahead of him, Kevin Furber, still performing acrobatics, but unable to challenge either Gary Lease or John Milner. Middleton, who's based in France these days, is something of a tarmac specialist, although he'd never previously won the Manx National. On to the final stage of this year's rally, and Graham Middleton scored a clear win over Trevor Smith, who'd taken things steadily when the threatened rain had appeared. A tremendous 3rd place for the 1.9-metre Peugeot of John Milner, and an equally impressive 4th for Gary Leese, the local man again taking fastest time on the final stage. Kevin Furber was a minute down in 5th place, but well clear of Mike Rimmer's BMW. Having made up their 2-minute deficit, Don Bailey won Group N, and Ralph Peake was the victor of the Dunlop Metro GTI Challenge, ahead of Malcolm Oxborough and Don Kettleborough. Presentation time at the TT Grandstand in Douglas, and 2nd place Trevor Smith was happy with his result.
Had a very good rally. The car's come back in one piece and the engine hasn't blown up, which is a first for this event for me, because we have just so much trouble normally on this event, but it's been very good.
Recording his first win on the Manx National, Graham Middleton aims the champagne in Dougie Patterson's direction.